Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Miss Nikki Jean, and we are going to talk about glamour magic today. Uh, Higher, okay. Glamour magic to me is something that kind of gets defined as something really vain or superficial, and I'm going to show you in this class how many different ways it can actually be used. A lot of us witches or people who are just starting the spiritual journey, I feel like, are using glamour magic, but not really knowing it. Even in our mundane life, the way we choose our clothes, the way we do our hair, is kind of being glamorous, how we're wanting to present ourselves. So I'm going to show you how that's all happening and then how you can magically enhance your glamour routine so you can be the best version of yourself. Uh, so glamour magic to me is like an art of enhancing or highlighting your physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, or financial aspects of yourself. It's allowing you to shine out there to others to like perceive you in a different light. It's not going to be like, has everybody seen the movie The Craft? I'm sure we're all very familiar with that. And there's a scene where the girl like does this with her hair and changes it. It's not going to physically change your appearance. Like that's, but the good thing about changing your appearance, we live in 2024. You can go get a wig, you can dye your hair, change your color contacts, go to plastic surgery. All those things are made available to you. Glamour magic is more about like your energetic field and how when you present yourself out in the public, people are able to perceive you in a different way, just highlighting and shining on the aspects that you want people to see. There are, for me, 4 different categories of glamour magic. One is self-love and empowerment, which I highly recommend people start off with when they're getting into this. 2, the most popular one, is the beauty, attraction, magnetism, charisma. That's how you want the public to see you. So self-love is like how you perceive yourself. 2 is how the public is going to perceive you. 3 is influence. Influence, suggestion. I call it the marketing category. So you want to highlight certain like a product or a certain, if you're a musician, your talents. It's kind of how people are going to see you and resonate with you for possibly financial gain or for a gain in court cases, like you're going to win. And 4th, which is my favorite, is the protection, cloaking, invisibility, illusion side of it, which a lot of people are like, oh, that's deceive. Yeah, the hidden stuff. Sometimes, you don't want your moves to be known. So you can kind of create an illusion over that. All for your benefits. It doesn't matter if you're a light witch or a dark witch. All these things are beneficial. And I was kind of getting ready for this yesterday, and I got a message for the protection one. I don't know, for someone in this room or people in this room about cloaking and protection. I think it's going to be really interesting. I just want to say it out loud so I don't forget, because I know it was not for me. So first, self-love and empowerment. Before you even start this journey, and everyone's like, oh, I love myself. If you're not good within, no matter what you put out there for the second part, the beauty and attraction, it's not going to last. I think of it as like, say you have acne and you put makeup over your acne. Like, sure, that's going to mask it for the night, and that is definitely needed. But until you kind of like figure out what is going to cure the acne, whether it's diet, you go to a doctor, those issues are still going to kind of pop up, right? Makeup only serves for one thing. So without the self-love, no matter if you want to feel pretty, but you just feel like ugly inside, the magic isn't going to really last. It's going to be effective, but like not be as strong as it is if you are good within yourself. So self-love and heart healing. There's an idea called like your self-concept, and these are like the stories we tell ourselves and how we are believing ourselves to be out in the real world. A lot of this is like stems from fears, insecurities, traumas that we've had that we probably don't even know are making us like hide in ourselves. For example, when I was a younger kid, I'm going to get personal because some of this is like kind of personal. I did not like the way I looked. I hated the way I looked. I thought I was like a monster. And, that started at 7 years old. And then through adulthood, I didn't even realize I was still believing those things, but I was acting in a very, low vibrational way of like, I didn't want people to see me. I just, have a hard time taking pictures. It was just a lot of like things where I didn't even realize like that pain was still I was still believing those stories about myself. So when you start with like the self-love and empowerment journey in glamour magic, you really it's a lot of shadow work actually. Dealing with what is stopping you from pursuing the things you want. What is stopping you from for feeling like truly, powerful. If you've ever went into a room, you're like, oh my God, I don't want anyone to look at me. Oh my God, I'm so ugly. Why do you believe those things? You know, I recommend journaling for that, kind of like digging deep. Counseling is also really good if there's like problems you're really struggling with, but your idea of self-concept and those stories you are telling yourself can really make an impact on how you deal with glamour magic. Glamour magic allows you also a really amazing safe space to explore those scarier sides, those sides that maybe you've neglected within yourself, and turn it into love and light. Turn it into a place where you can give compassion to yourself, to be proud of that self, or to kind of, you know, start healing on a really like spiritual and emotional level. Which has been really good for me. As I was doing this, I realized like, oh, I am a glamour witch because I do this every day. It has helped me gain my self-confidence, helped me with my self-esteem, helped me like shine on my stronger sides and kind of forgive and like let go of anything or those blockages that I've carried on. So, and that can also not just mean like your emotional, but even financial. I feel like a lot of times when I do readings, a lot of people are have money trauma, or they grew up really poor, or there's like always in that scarcity mindset. I'm never gonna ever gonna get this. You know, I'm so scared. You're always like worrying, go, go, go. I got to make enough money for this. But if you kind of are always worried about that, your glamour magic isn't going to be as powerful because you're still scared. You know, like I'm going to do a money spell and people are going to give me money tonight so I can, you know, take care of this rent. But you're really not addressing the root of the problem. The roots are what need to be like healed and pulled and extracted. So you can kind of know that you are a being that can attract things. Because if without this like first step of self-love and empowerment, I promise you anything else, what the people see outside is not going to last at all. I keep saying that because it's really important. So with the self-love and empowerment, it's going to help build your confidence, have a better relationship with your own self, help you, you know, you're going to be able to like go into those darker parts and look at yourself as a more beautiful person and show what's really unique, because we're all very unique. And when you kind of highlight those things and turn the negative into a positive, you're able to transmute any kind of energy. I kind of think of it as like a beauty alchemist. And when you're able to like take yourself to the darkness, bring yourself back out, you're transforming that energy into something where you're like, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm beautiful now. I'm, you know, financially stable now. You're already standing in that, you're already kind of exuding that energy outwardly. It is a journey, and this kind of stuff does take time. I think also we are in a society where it's instant gratification. I want to feel beautiful now. I want to feel good about myself now, but especially if you have long traumas or something that you've been holding on to for a long time, you have to be very patient with yourself. So glamour magic allows you to play with, you know, doing self-love rituals and honey jars and like glamour spells and stuff like that, and figure out which ones works best for you. But you got to be patient with it. This isn't a quick fix, especially if, you know, it took you this long to get there. It's probably going to take some time to deprogram some of those thoughts. But with glamour magic, it makes it more enjoyable. You kind of like figure out your new spiritual side. I think there's a lot of different techniques that people can use. One, working with goddesses or gods, deities to really help you with this. So it's a really good start. First, I would say Aphrodite or Venus is number one. Everybody probably knows about her. But if you're new to this journey, it's kind of, and you really have a hard time believing yourself, like asking help from above is really good. Using your ancestors, your spirit guides, or tapping into that energy is also really vital. So if you don't already have a connection with your ancestors or your spiritual guides, I would definitely recommend tuning into that, because those, especially your ancestors, love you. So they want you to be the best yourself. You know, you're representing their family. So it's important to kind of start connecting with spirits so they kind of guide you in how you should, you know, be acting or making sure you're on that journey in a good way. Self-concept is those stories that we really want to heal those stories, and that never is going to go away. Don't think like, oh, I did this work once, we're good. You're always improving. There's always room for improvement, but you kind of want to focus on areas, I would say, right now that are your biggest blockages. Where are you scared to step into your own power? How am I not feeling empowered? And this isn't external yet. We're talking about how do I, you know, am I too scared to speak? Are you too shy? Are you introverted? And try to like learn to speak up for yourself, and working with gods and goddesses can give you a right tool and an easy like path, especially if you get books or, you know, you look online. There's a lot of good steps with them. Another thing that we want to talk about is, this is more of a psychological thing, is when people think about self-love and empowerment, we do mantras. Does everybody do mantras here? Like, I'm a goddess, or, you know, does everyone know what mantras are? Right? They're like these words of affirmations that we kind of repeatedly say that hopefully will start changing our perspective. But if you're not working on yourself, those mantras are kind of like pretending. Spirit knows that there's not a lot of weight behind that. You're kind of like, I'm a goddess, I'm a goddess. You're going to make me feel like a goddess, but you don't feel that way. It's kind of, like your body, you subconsciously knows that like, you're not really acting that way. Like, I can't help you if you're not going to help yourself. So again, it is a lot of meditation, journaling, you know, shadow work that really has to kind of happen with self-empowerment so you can really step into your power. If everyone feels like, oh, I'm good and I'm not sure, there's something I need to work on, okay. I mean, and that could be the case. Then where can you highlight? What can you improve better on then? Like, so everything's like great and you're in counseling, you're doing great, but what, you know, let's go higher. Like, what's another progress for you? Have you achieved everything that you wanted to? Probably not. I'm not saying that you're not, but there's always room for improvement, even if you think you're like, you've done the shadow work. Because I do feel like a lot of us probably have done shadow work. We're very familiar with that kind of stuff. Well, I should ask, does everybody know what shadow work is? Right? So that's like going deep. That's going to the dark parts of your internal spiritual side and pulling out, transforming the pain into power. I think a lot of goddesses that are really good with that is like Kali Ma. It's very transformative. It's kind of like the phoenix where you've hit a rock bottom, but like you've taken that power into something and made it into your own power. Did I just read myself? Yeah. So as you kind of like explore the different ways of self-love and empowerment, it also allows you to take those really ugly, messy parts of yourself and turn them into a masterpiece. It's the ability to make something really beautiful out of something that you could have considered bad. And just shining light on that. I think that's the most impactful way of self-love and empowerment. And there's a lot of different ways we can do that. One, with any magical work, your body, especially with glamour magic, is the altar, is the work 9 times out of 10, right? So you want to make sure this body is, if you're doing glamour magic on yourself, is clear, clean. Meaning what you're drinking, what you're putting in, the foods that we're taking, what we're putting on our skin for skincare, those products are good. You're enchanting them with like, you know, loving intentions, but you really should be mindful of like how and when and the days you are doing like self-love rituals. I work with the moon, so I'm always going to do everything on a waxing moon or full moon. To me, those are the most potent days, but you know, some people don't do that. Everyone's different. But if working a waxing moon is when the moon is growing into the full moon and the full moon is like at its abundance phase, you want to be cleansing your body, doing like what we just saw, the spiritual foot bath, which is really important. I think doing spiritual baths and foot washing are incredibly like really good starts, but making it a ritual, something daily. Like you can't just do one self-love bath like and like I'm in love with myself. No, this is something that like you should dedicate every Sunday to, or every Monday to, or even Fridays, because that's the day of Venus, to doing until you start feeling better. And with that water, or that bath water, is everybody familiar with spiritual baths? So you're setting the intention to like put love out there. I love myself. I am a goddess. You're cleansing out the bad to bring in good. I wish I had my makeup here, but I didn't. Makeup is going to be a huge thing moving forward. And not just makeup, but any accessories, because, you know, depending on how you identify, even glasses. I see a lot of people wearing glasses. The way you can enchant those to make yourself feel better is really, really important. Because all that matters is like when you work on this, the next part that we're going to get into, the attraction and the beauty side, people are going to see that. They're going to be like, oh, you already are confident. So when you add that magical beauty enchantment, people are going to be lost in like your, oh my God, look at this person. She just walked into the room. Yeah. I'm going to go to this next one. So for the next step, the attraction, the beauty, the allurement, charisma. I think this is the most popular one that everybody wants to do. This is where people are, you know, I feel like people are like, I want to look sexier tonight, whether it's just going out and you want attention. For this type of magic, you have to be really set on your intention. If you put on like, do your makeup and it's chanting to you're going to be bedazzling today and everyone's going to be bewitched by you. What is your goal? Do you want people to give you their numbers? Do you want people just to stare at you? Are you trying to find a mate? Like, set that intention, because a lot of times people like, I want to look hot today. I want to be beautiful. But when that does happen, they don't get the approval or the attention that they were assuming, like, or maybe they didn't get any numbers. It's because they didn't set that intention right. Does that make sense? Like, setting that attention is really important when you're doing their attraction and beauty side of it. It is number one, because you don't want to, and also with this type of magic, the more you've worked on yourself on the inside, the longer it's going to last. I feel like if you quickly just do this and say you just want to feel hot for a night out, fine. You haven't done any self-love work, okay, sure. And sometimes you just want that. It's going to be like Cinderella. The spell's going to be over. It's not going to have a longer effect. You may just turn heads, but no one's going to remember you. No one's going to be captivated by you. You're not going to probably meet your mate, but people are like, oh, that person was good looking. Cool. That's awesome. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just need to, you know, be stared at. I mean, again, but your attention is very, 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 very important. If you're, yeah, because without that, it's going to be, I don't know.
You want Mr. Right, or you want a booty call?
Exactly. And actually, with that, because if you've been doing your self-love work with Glamour Magic, which is so amazing, it brings those energies to your life that are going to benefit you. If, say, you just do love drawing, like light a candle, okay, fine, you're going to get love, but are these the right people to love? Where Glamour Magic is going to really focus your energy, because you've already done, you know, you've cleansed your aura, you've done your cleansing. Oh, this is the energy that we're going to bring into you. This is the community that we're going to bring into you. You don't have to worry about protection. You don't have to worry about like looking at, oh, this guy was a waste of time. This guy's a waste of time. Like, the things are going to come into your field that are right for you, because you've already done the work, you already know what's not right and what is. And that's like the coolest part, because it's almost like a form of protection magic too, because you don't even have to wade through the dust. You're already there. Sorry. It is, so with the love thing though, I will say that if you're looking for your soulmate, let's say, because I get this a lot, people want to like, I want to be beautiful so I can find my soulmate. I would say, instead of asking for your soulmate, ask for your soul tribe, ask for like your soul community, people who can maybe bring others to you that you didn't even know, because you're bringing in healthy energy, you're bringing in people who are seeing you as like a being, not just like as a person or a vessel, which is, you know, also with the Glamour Magic, it's going to remove anybody that is lowering your vibration. We're going to talk about like the negative sides of this, but a lot of times as you shine and glow up, especially out there, you're going to get a lot of hate, or, you know, people are going to talk about you. So you are going to be able to not be affected by that kind of talk or that kind of energy, and just bring in love and light. You're also going to see people who you're going to be able to notice, like, oh, this person just, no, like, I gave them a chance. Your boundaries are going to be a lot stronger, because your Glamour Magic is not allowing you to mess with lower vibrational people. And I think people around us, especially when we're doing this kind of work for attraction, and it's all about how we're being perceived in the public, is it's, you know, we can't help it. We're around a lot of people, but like, when you have these, I call them cockroaches, these people who don't support you or care about you, they weigh you down, and it's really hard for people to kind of like cut those people out. But Glamour Magic allows a beautiful boundary for that. And it's going to show you, I think it's also really great, because you get to learn to play with yourself and imagine, like, how do I want my style to be? What are my colors? Like, does anybody here like have certain colors that when they wear it, they're like, this is my power color? It could be, okay, yeah, everybody has, and everyone is different, but like, if you don't have a color that makes you feel empowered, you should explore it. Find, you know, with your wardrobe, with your makeup, with your shoes, It's really important. And let's talk about posture, because fine, you're doing all this work, you're doing the self-improvement, but you are like glamour magic is all about how the public is perceiving you. So if your posture is like this, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be beautiful, you're still not representing yourself correctly. Like making sure that when you're out there, you're standing tall, you're not slunched over, you're very mindful of your words, you're also not participating in negative energies or gossip at that time when you're doing your glamour. It is incredibly important. It's kind of hard to do when you're around toxic people or you have a work environment where it's just really easy to kind of gossip. But your posture to me is also like a shield. So when you're like standing tall, no one can come through that. So if anyone suffers from like, or if you sit down a lot or hunched over, like, you still don't really act like you're confident, and it's all about confidence. So even practicing the physical way you stand, the physical way you talk, who you're talking to is really important. Even though these aren't like, you're not doing a spell on them, how you are presenting yourself is important. Scents, let's talk about smells, okay? How you smell is incredibly important. Do you bathe? Are you putting out, scents that are alluring to people? Are you not bathing? Are you, if you don't wear deodorant, that's no judgment, but making sure that other people can sense that. And if it isn't a delightful smell, that can repel people, even though you're doing the work. So making sure that you are putting potions or oils or deodorants on your body that are pleasing to people that you are trying to attract. Smells also are just one of our strongest scents as a human. It kind of can resonate, like people can smell you and be like, oh my God, that smells like my grandma. It triggers memories. So if you want to be, somebody that people can remember things by, or people will remember you, making sure that you have a smell that may not be overwhelming, but like it is a way to also get people's attention. Magically as well. I have this. This is like my favorite oil. Is Queen Elizabeth for attraction. This is what we sell. We do have like a lot of, I don't work here anymore, but we're going to talk about Queen Elizabeth in 1 second. So, and for the like rituals you can do for attraction, beauty, outside of makeup, which I'm going to talk about makeup right now. So did anybody like enchant their brushes, their lipsticks, anything like that? Yeah. I would say some people will be like, you can do, enchant everything, but I like to have certain like lip glosses, blushes that I have enchanted, meaning I put my intentions into them, I put them under the moon, that only when I wear them, I'm attracting that certain energy. If you wear something that you're chanting every day, that's a lot. Like, why do you need that attention on a daily basis? And maybe you do, maybe you don't, but just be mindful of like, it doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but you have certain items that when you put this on, this type of energy is going to come. Eyeliner is actually really cool too, because eyeliner, if I enchant mine to like see through people, not in a bad way, but just kind of get through, the heart of the things. Lipsticks are good for when you want to if you're in a speaking engagement. I should have put lipstick on today. But that captivates people by your voice. Blush and like anything right here is people are gonna show how you like see you, how you shine. Hair is huge in glamour magic. I put oils, like magical oils, and enchant my hair every day. This is how, our crown of our heads is how we talk to spirit, how, we are getting messages. So I always want to make sure at least my hair is in a way that I'm receiving messages when I want to be, or blocking them. I see people have hats. Some people have hats on today. Hats can help, can make that connection stronger, or especially psychically. Glasses too. I see a lot of people with glasses that can help you turn into your third eye. If we have like there's third eye oils, or just helping you see clearer, or getting to the truth of things. A lot of people want to know the truth about people, but with glamour magic, you can enchant these items to really enhance that. Oh, earrings and jewelry. Oh, there's so much. We're gonna go into more. The third thing is influencing. So this is my marketing side of it. This to me is more of like definitely business, definitely the how you're selling your product. We're in Nashville, tons of musicians. So you're on stage, you want to get noticed, you want to get signed. Influencing magic, or using influence on your glamour magic will really help you get, signed, will get the right people to get you to notice, will meet people, more fans. I think that's a huge thing too, especially if you're in social media or an influencer or anybody that's in the public eye. Having influence and having that influence last, because you can have that for, especially social media influencers or people who use that. Sure, you have 30 seconds, not even, probably 5 seconds to get someone's attention. Are they going to see your post? Okay, but are they going to like it? Are they going to follow you? Are they going to buy your product? If you use, put it like glamorize your influencing, whether it's like you put some oil on your hands, I'm going to say a musician, and you post a video, I would definitely put a glamour on that. So people are going to not only subscribe, they're going to want to buy tickets to your concert. They're going to want to be your fan. They're going to be supportive. They're going to tell other people about you. It's getting the word out there to the masses, and the right people. Again, this is a type of magic because you're out there in the public, and especially if you're someone that is like an influencer musician, all attention is on you, and not all attention is good attention, right? Not all, well, people say all press is good press. I think nowadays that's not technically true. You can get canceled quite easily, but you're going to be getting the right types of people who are going to support you, buy your products. You're going to get loyal customers, loyal followers, fans, by being able to glamorize when you're on stage. Is anyone a musician in here? I feel like there should. Okay. Have you ever used glamour on when you're on stage? And do you get like loyal fans, people who continually kind of show up, buy tickets? Like it's a small step, but like as you continually do it, it's going to build to something loyal. I think loyalty within anything you use doing with influence is important. You also see influencing. The negative side of that is, we talk a little bit about politics, but it does highlight the good, but also, or highlight certain things, but then it will hide the other stuff. I do think, politicians do glamour magic subconsciously, maybe consciously, I don't know, to only see, this is what I do, and this is my campaign, and like, then you forget about maybe all the bad. It is a power move for sure, but it's definitely, it helps you kind of, it shows you how things can be illuminated and other things can be hidden from you. The third thing is my favorite, the protection, the invisibility, the illusion, the cloaking. And this kind of, immediately you're like, those counteracts, like you want to be seen, you want people to like you. How is this beneficial? Well, there's sometimes you don't want to be seen. There's times in your life where it's best to lay low, keep your head down. I would say if you work in a chaotic workplace, using this type of magic and not getting involved, like not putting your energy in there, but can protect you from being part of that mess. I'm going to talk about myself again. So I just came out of a crazy work situation, and I put glamour over myself because I wanted to be protected, wanted to still do my job, but I didn't want to be a part of the chaos that was in there. So I hid, I laid low, and I was able to see things that others weren't able to see. That's the benefit. Like when you're invisible, you see how people are acting. You see how, like, oh, you're not a part of it. You're not, engaging in it, but it gives you answers and gives you messages for you to be able to like strategize either a way to get out or to use it to your own benefit. And I know it sounds kind of like evil, but there are situations where, especially in work, where we have to go. We have to, we need money. And I don't want to quit because, I need to pay my rent. How can I use this information? And something will come with that. I literally did this, laid low, kept my mouth shut, and things were revealed to me. Okay, cool. And not only that, I got promoted. I'm out of there. So spirit, but it took time. All this stuff does take time. But being able to hide in plain sight is so beneficial for glamour. And it's not like you're literally going to disappear. Obviously, that's not the case. But you can definitely make yourself be on the side and gather information. I think that is really beneficial. It could be also for, I'm trying to think of another areas like where immediate every day, like you'd want to be invisible. If you get a sense of danger, anytime you're in an area, you're like, oh, something's off. But instead of reacting to it, step back, do an invisibility shield, and just let the answers come to you. Maybe you're like, oh, okay, I'm just, there's nothing, or, oh, this person's crazy, or I'm going to go, it allows you an escape plan almost. It's really, as if you're a witch and you're doing work on somebody, you don't want people to know you're doing work. You can put invisibility over it so that work is being protected. The said person doesn't know you're doing it, whether it's baneful or not, it doesn't really matter. But it allows your stuff to be in this little bubble. It's not forever. I'd say the stronger you are as a witch, especially if you practice glamour magic, the longer that shield will be. But it does give you time to kind of get a way out or get those answers and to transmute that energy. The evil eye, I want to talk about that because with all this, when you're shining out, shining bright, people are going to hate. That's just almost common sense. Like people are going to, whether subconsciously or not even with like, I feel like a lot of times with evil eye stuff, people don't even know that they're jealous of you. It's just like their feelings, but you're able to pick up on that, and that energy does affect you, especially if you're always getting attention, or you're always, the more you rise up as a musician, you're gonna get the haters or people in comments on like social media. If you're a social media person, how with glamour magic, the evil eye is almost non-existent because you're able to transmute those negative, whatever, sludgy energies and make something light of it, not be affected by it. It's a really powerful way to like not let it sink into your aura field, to where you're obsessing. I can't believe this person said this about me. Oh my God, that's so not right. Or I can't believe this person doesn't like me. Where you don't care. Like who cares about them? They're not a part of your tribe. And with the protection, invisibility, illusion side, it's also really powerful because it helps you kind of, I don't know, see above things, and get past people's jealousies or bad intentions. But that is the negative side, because the more you shine, the more people are not going to be, I don't know, people are just going to have something to say all the freaking time. I'm sure we've seen that. And I have to say that it's not always intentional. A lot of these people don't even know that they are jealous, or don't even know they're not happy for you. Don't even know that like, oh wow, she got money. They're not doing it hurtfully, but that energy still affects you, especially if you're someone that's like an empath and just is affected by all different types of energies. So before we go to the next step, does anyone have any questions about any of this stuff with the protection, the cloaking? Yes.
Well, I guess I have a question about sort of like, can you kind of do the anti-glam? Like, I almost feel like my problem is I've tried to disguise my true nature for so long that I can't get people to see the real me, and that's almost what I want at this point, is to want them to see who I really am.
But you've tried to disguise your true nature for so long? Like you've hidden it?
Yeah, because like, you're rolling as a kid, and then you get into customer service, and goodness knows you can't be yourself in customer service. And then suddenly you're like, nobody knows, everybody thinks I'm a completely different person who I really am.
So that yes, I would say especially with this, I mean, do you know who you are? Like, what is it that do you want people to see? Like, one, is there a certain like trait or your whole personality? And like, what distorted versions do you think people are actually seeing of you? Do you?
Well, I guess I feel like they think I'm nicer than I am.
Oh.
And
Dang.
I don't know if I necessarily want people to think I'm mean per se, but
Is it gonna be fun?
sometimes it has been fun. I've definitely done it on purpose on a few occasions, like, but sometimes it feels like, well, maybe it's partially because you feel like people want to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
They think you're too nice, and sometimes it's because, sometimes it's just plain somebody you don't like at all, and you're like, please get away from me. And I feel like if they didn't think you were so nice, maybe they would stay away from you.
So I'm kind of picking up that, like, okay, so you were kind of a people pleaser was it for work environments, right? Or is it like all over? Is it?
I think, yeah, it was kind of all over, because there was a certain, like at home,
being a
I
Southern
kind of
woman,
got,
right?
I think I kind of got over that at home, when I turned like 13. It was just kind of like, I really don't care if y'all like me anymore. But like, yeah, it like you said, you need to pay the rent, so you kind of feel like you have to be nice at work.
Yes, I mean, and there's always, yes, like work you can't 100%, but with, do you care about how the people look at you at work though? Because I feel like if you were more.
Some of them I wish they would leave me alone. they not only are just really annoying, but also because they do kind of try to take advantage of me. And also, I am above, I'm actually in management.
Okay.
And so some of them are kind of, like the ones that are kind of disrespectful, I feel like you don't recognize my authority, or you're trying to manipulate me, even though.
You could fire them.
I'm not that high up.
That's. I mean, I would say. I would say like you should do your like an influence spell, so they're influenced to see whatever side that you want to project, but also you need to make sure that you're standing in that power, because like the magic can only do so much. If you're still I don't know, like if it happens to you, you have to be able to say no or like set a boundary. But like to influence those, I would probably get a candle, and if you have certain names, and influence them to see you as authority, as someone that is they have to bow down to, someone that I don't want to say fearful, but respect. And you can, yeah, I would definitely kind of focus on that, so you're influencing the way they see you as a stronger, more like empowered leader person. Queen Elizabeth oil is really good for that. I put this on. I do like a crown around me, because, and I'm not even sure if this is like the recent queen or the one from the 1500s, but she was a queen and no one.
No, it's the first.
Oh, the first one. Okay. I tell people that when I wear this, I treat people like peasants. Like that's kind of cruel, but like you're just shut up. I always wear this. No, but like put it on your throat chakra. Do like around, around a crown around your head with the oil. So you're walking in power and you're being perceived that way. But I would definitely do like more of an influencing kind of thing, especially if the idea of who you are is really strong, or people can't get, they're just stuck in that. You can influence that change, but it's going to take time. Again, glamour magic is not a quick fix. It's not something that is.
All magic takes time.
Yes, it does.
It's really like instant.
Yeah, but the more you do it, especially when you empower yourself, the lasting effects, where you won't have to even put this on every day, or you just think about it and you're like, oh, okay, people, you've already done the work. But it does take time, because I don't know how long it's taken for people to develop those thoughts about you. It's going to take a while to like dismantle that. But I would definitely do influence, more power, suggestion kind of stuff. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, I mean, you can get a candle. This, there's a glamour. Is there a glamour candle?
Yeah.
Glamour oil.
Glamour oil. I use that every day. I love that thing so much. It's so good. So let's talk about some tips. I don't know how much more time I have. I think I'm going with.
13 minutes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about some spells. Okay. So self-love. That's number one. Doing a bath. We talked about that. But there's one that I really like, especially if there's a version of you, like I said, that self-concept, these ideas, stories that you believed about yourself for a really long time. Print out a picture, or if you have a picture of yourself as a younger child, this is like inner child work. You're going to print it out, or have it on your, I think it's better to have it printed out. And you're going to sit in front of a mirror with that picture, and you're going to look at that person, that child that, believed that she wasn't worthy, or he wasn't worthy, didn't deserve this, was always scared. Light a candle. I like to use love attracting oils when I'm working with myself, so I'm attracting love to myself, even though that seems strange. But like, I want this inner child to know that she is loved, she is worthy, and she is beautiful. And I write down all the things on one side of the paper. I write down everything that I thought, like ugly, worthless, whatever, just all the bad. And then on the other side, all the good, like who am I now? Look at me now, kind of thing. It's kind of like it's a mirror spell for sure, but it's really allowing this inner child to see you now, and no longer remembering those stories of like what they believed in the past. If anybody has had traumatic childhood, or just, I feel like a lot of the things that we believe about ourselves got started at a young age, so we don't even know. It's so good to just look at who you are and who you were, and send that loving energy out there. So you're going to do this in front of a mirror with a candle, and talk to that version of yourself in front of the mirror. Like, girl, look at me now. I'm a boss. I'm doing this. We're awesome. and just send love out there. And I bring that picture after I'm done with, writing everything down. I'll burn it so it's going out into the world, but I take that picture and sleep with it. So subconsciously, I know that like this version of myself is getting healed. Like my subconscious is getting healed. I'm putting love out there to my past self. It doesn't have to be your child self, but the past version of yourself. Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying you sleep with the picture and then you burn it?
No, I burned the paper with like everything I liked and don't like about myself. Yes, and then I take the picture and I sleep with it. With for beauty and attraction. So makeup. We're gonna how do you enchant your makeup brushes? A lot of people, if you're a powerful witch, you're already doing your craft. You can just hold it in your hand and say, I want this to be, make me sexy today for your lip gloss or your brushes or your glasses or your jewelry. Or if you like to have candles, people will or obviously cleanse everything. Put it over or next to a candle with the intention that you want, whether it's going to be love attracting, money drawing, or if you're in the service industry or hospitality industry, if you wear bracelets, like I put those bracelets next to a money drawing candle, so it's going to bring money when I go to work. I have enough tips, but you can do this like every day on basic things. Today I actually took this oil and I did a sigil over my throat. So one, I did the sigil of Mercury for communication. So people are hearing me, my message is getting out there, but you can like inscribe sigils on your body, or if you want love, you can like take a love oil or a money drawing oil and just draw the sigil on your body, because again, your body is the altar, the work most of the time. And when you go out there, it's going to infect that. Or crystals are really great for carrying that stuff, especially if you have, I have a lot of crystals on, but you can enchant a certain crystal that when you wear it, it's going to protect you from negative people, or it's going to draw in all the right people. Again, it's just either if you want to pray over it or set an intention over it, but it's a little mini spell that every time you do it, every time you wear it, it's going to have that energy. And you'll know when it's whacked or it's waning off, when you feel like you've worn it and, oh shit, nothing happened. That kind of means that maybe you need to re-up it, or maybe it's done its job and there's something else going on. Nails are great. If anyone gets their nails done, or if you don't, like you can inscribe, I may get my nails done, but before I do that, you can do like little sigils on your nails before you paint them, or as you're getting them painted, do a little sigil for power, for money. I keep saying money because I do think hands are money. Or even, and again, if you're not someone that does paint your nails, but you can easily inscribe, like get a little pen, inscribe a little sigil on these guys. It lasts for about a week, just so your hands, whatever you touch, is going to bring in love or bring in whatever it is that you want. Skincare, so lotions and just your basic stuff that you do for yourself. I have a certain lotion that I put on my face that is just for like, I'm going to feel beautiful today. I don't want to bring me anything, but it's just going to like make my best part shine. It's really tiny things like that. Belts. We did, the belt is protecting your sacral chakra, your root chakra, your solar plexus. So if you want to feel more grounded, you want to feel more like confident, enchanting your belt with, oils with that is going to help you stand in your power. Maybe help you, even it's a good shield, with influence too. Shoes, also really good. Our feet are the only thing that really touch the ground on this earth. So how you walk, if you want to be, I always put powders in my shoes every freaking day, whether it's just for protection, or walking in power. I put on the bottoms of my feet, I put ancestor oil, so I'm walking with my ancestors. So they're always like watching out for me. Hair, again, I said that earlier, but I was just thinking I always put Archangel Michael oil on, so I'm being protected from above. And it's giving you that, like, whatever negative energy might happen, like, only good is going to come your way. Things that you shouldn't do with glamour magic is only focus on beauty. That is like, it can be a good thing, but it's so much more deeper than that. It's really about like healing yourself, neglecting your shadow work. If you're not trying to do shadow work, if you don't really know what parts you need to be improved on, glamour magic is not going to last. Skipping your aura cleansing, because that's, especially when you're out in the beauty side of it, that's how people are seeing you, like your aura. Like, it's not really like you've changed as the most beautiful person, but like your aura has shined brighter. So if you're not cleansing it, if you're not doing you know, any kind of that work, it's not going to last, or it's not even going to seep through. And not giving your, I mean, this is the altar. So anytime I do glamour magic on myself, I'm not drinking for 24 hours, or, you know, I'm not putting any toxins in my body, whatever that may look like. I'm making sure I'm not eating McDonald's. I'm kind of keeping my body pure for a little bit of time. So when I do the work, it is in a good state. You know, we're all witches here. You don't do work on a dirty altar. You know, you always cleanse your altar. You always want to protect it. So you want to make sure that this is cleansed and protected and at its best. Yeah, I do want to say, so as I was doing this, there is a message from Odin, who I don't work with, but I got this yesterday, and I have to say, for protection, who's ever out there trying to maybe get through a situation that is kind of defeating them, Odin can help you lay low, and his ravens can like get the messages to you. But you have to calm down. There's something about calming down and something about hiding. He can cloak you, but make sure that you'll get the information that you need. But you have to be quiet, and you have to be an adult about it. So I don't know who that's for, but there's something very like, I didn't even think about him as a glamour god at all, but it definitely came through that he's an ally when it comes to keeping you hidden, but making sure you're getting everything, all the information so you can make the next move. Something really strategic. So I don't know who that's for or what. I think there was a couple people, but it hit me hard, and I was like, okay, if I don't say this, he's gonna fucking do something. I don't even work with him at all. So yeah, like it was strong, and I like got really hot. So I will say, and I learned that like, oh wow, working with Odin or any god that's from above, or the all-seer, are really good at helping you stay low, but getting information. So whatever that is, but it's telling me to be an adult about it. Don't react. Don't play into that. Don't gossip. Don't be negative. And trust me, the magic will happen. So I missed so much because I want to talk about jewelry and stuff, but I think I'm out of time. But I'll be here. I'm not working here now, so I can talk to you guys if you have any questions. I always love hearing your tips and tricks that you guys use. And yeah, I hope this was an informative class.